What role does menopause play? Does it make, or perimenopause and menopause, does it worsen migraines?
In my experience and several other women of my age, it did. My migraines got a lot worse. I mean, I entered my menopause very suddenly because I needed to have complete hysterectomy, which was part of metabolic disease that nobody told me at the time. But I was only 42 when I needed to have complete hysterectomy. So technically, I was postmenopausal at age 42. But my migraines didn't get to be really bad until age 50, 55. So it was completely independent. Now, why people are saying this is because there are women who have huge hormonal migraines. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean that the hormones create the migraines. What it means is that the hormonal changes create a cycle of electrolyte changes in the body. So for example, when a woman is estrogen dominant a certain part of the month, what does estrogen do? Estrogen holds onto sodium and water, because its job is going to be to support the clearance, right? When it's progesterone dominance part, what does it do? It releases all the sodium and water. And so what we do is we have our female members who are still part of, and even after they passed menopause, because weight changes happen, we have them check their weight on the scale every single day. And so like I have a scale that tells me what I was the day before, and the day before it shows a graph for me, and it also shows it to me on my phone. And so I can see how much weight I changed. And I will have quite a bit of fluctuations based on weather. Like we had Santa Ana winds last night. I retained a lot of water this morning. I looked in the mirror and said, oh my God, I'm going to have an interview with you. And I looked like I was hit in the face because I retained a lot of water from the Santa Ana winds overnight. I gained like 3 pounds, for example, out of the blue for no reason. Of course, I know how to get rid of it and no longer have that kind of a face, but it was really scary in the morning. So if you still have period, you can judge whether, even to the hour of when you're going to get your period, because when you stand on the scale, you check it every time in the morning, naked, after you went to the bathroom, before you eat and drink. So you're totally just as much as possible your weight and nothing added. And you compare every single morning to other mornings. And then you can see the changes. And if there's a significant change, and so significant change would be if you're gaining weight about 2 pounds or more, like 1 kilo or more, that would signify that your retained salt and water, for whatever reason, it could be estrogen, or like in my case, because of the very dry, hot air that's coming through with the winds, my body prepared for that and I retained that. If you lose weight, then it's the other way around. You're dehydrated. You need to add and double up your salt and water for your morning because you're dehydrated. So you can, once you understand how the system works, you can actually prevent it. And so this would be the connection to menopause, in that perhaps in menopause, it is assumed that these are reduced because your hormonal fluctuations are reduced. However, what we find is that while your sexual activity hormonal fluctuations may reduce, but your hormonal changes don't reduce, because you still have estrogen. Even after all the surgery you have, and you no longer have any female organs, as long as you have breasts, you still have estrogen. And you still have estrogen because of your female brain. So you can't get rid of estrogen completely. And so you still have some cycling. It may not be as big as you would have it from if you had active period, but you still have some cycling.